Good afternoon and welcome to Let's Talk AI. I'm Hewie Poplock. This is a discussion group and it's a lot of good discussions that we have on AI. 1 hour program once a month, the fourth Friday of the month. And there's just so much to pack into 1 hour. It's just amazing. I've been trying to do a few things. I'm going to demonstrate a few of the things I've been working on and how I did them. And then we'll have some discussions about them. Is there anything pressing that somebody wants before I do that? Good. I sent the newsletter out yesterday, and I don't know if you noticed, but there's one long article about all the new things that have developed, and actually it's 2 weeks worth, and that's it of AI news. Well, how did I get that? Well, one of the major videos that I watch every month, actually he's every week, is Matt Wolf, and Future Tools is his website, but he also does a lot of videos. So what we're going to do, what I'm going to show you what I did for that, because he comes out with one every Friday with the AI news of the week. And so let's share my screen. And when you want to speak, go ahead and raise your hand. But I am going to open my, let's see, share. I'm not going to share the sound because I don't, if something starts, I don't want it to be on here. But we're not going to actually play a video, but I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with it though. Share. And Drew's coming in. Good. I'll make Drew a co-host and I don't have to watch this. So let's see. Am I sharing yet? I, yes, because there it is over here. I got to move that so I can get to it. And what I'm going to do here is go to YouTube. There we go. Okay, I got to turn the sound off here. Hang on. Okay. I'll have to get that out. But and I'm not sure what's downloading. I clicked on something yesterday playing with some of this stuff, and if I just click X here, it goes away for a second and comes right back. And I don't know what I'm downloading, but hopefully uh, it won't interfere with us. But what I want to show you is this is the today's uh, video that he just released about an hour or so ago. So I'm going to use that as my example. So I'm going to let's see.
Hewie, you said his name was Wolf. What's his first name?
Yeah, yeah. Hang on. I got to close this up and I can't find it. There it is. Okay. Yeah, Matt Wolf, Mattwolfe. Okay, and leave the site, may not be saved. Okay, that's okay. All right, so what we're going to do is I have shown you this Kaji before, but I am going to take that video from today and that Matt Wolf did. And now there's several things that you can do with this. You can do a summary of just headlines, overview, digest, medium, or long article rewrite, or bullet points. Now, I just want the bullet points from his video. So I click summarize, and in a matter of seconds, you're seeing this real time. So we'll see how many seconds it is. And it's longer than I thought it would be, but it shouldn't be but a few seconds. And there we go. Now here's all of the news from the week with bullets on what they are. So now I have a list of all the new things he talks about in this video. Now, what I also did was I then took this and I copied it. I could save it to a file, but I'm just going to copy it. Control C to copy it. Now I'm going to go to any of the AI programs that I have. I got Claude, I got Perplexity, let's do Gemini. So I am going to say, make any of the bold items a link. Do a colon, I'll paste it. So there's the whole thing here that I just grabbed, and I tell it, go ahead and I now have it. Every one of those things is a link. So if I click on Google, it takes me to that. Where'd it go? Oh, I know. I'm not supposed to do it there. Okay, what I do should be here. Okay. So it's here. So now I've got it. So all I have to do, it says, do you want to do a thumbnail? Because I do that so often, but I'm just going to take this and go here, Control C again, come down here and open up my Word, blank, paste. All the links are there. So all I have to do is click on any one of them. And in Word, you got to hold the Control key down to make it work. So here I click that. It takes me to that website. So I've taken from somebody's video, taken all the bullet points, and when he's talking about websites, it gets bolded, and then I just tell AI to go ahead and make those bolded websites actual links, and bingo, it's done. And that's what I did for that big long list of items that were new since last month in the newsletter. And so you can do that with any list that's talking about websites in the article. And sometimes they're links and sometimes they're not. But if they're not, this is how you can do it. And
So,
on that, let me go ahead and stop the share and see if there's some comments.
yeah, so you started off with his video, but his video contained the key points already, the bullets.
No, his video is what he talked about in the video. He went through a whole bunch of things, and I just it that program summarized it all and put it into bullet format for me.
Oh, so Koji was not is not Wolf's program, then it's a third party.
Kachi is a summarizer.
Oh, so if I take a YouTube video and I could put the link in there, how do I put the
Yeah,
YouTube video?
you just take the link to the video and put it in Kaji, and it will. And then you had if you remember, I did a drop down. You can do a summary, you can do a long summary, a short summary, and so on. Okay, we got some hands up. Joe, comment or question?
Question. I'm a little bit unsure on this. You went ahead and you copied the bullet pointed list, or the bullet point list was created. Now, those highlighted words, were they links to begin with, or
No,
did they were not links? So the fact
no.
that they were highlighted, Kaji or Gemini found a link to that highlighted word and assumed that it was Google, assumed that it was YouTube, whatever the site was. Is that what it did? Is that my
Yes.
understanding of it? So it
Yep.
found a link for it.
It
And
cre yeah, and then put
wow.
it in there as a link.
Okay, super. Thank you.
Steve Parker.
Are there any AIs that will take the videos that are on YouTube, if they're like really bad images and crappy video and the rest of it, and clean them up a bit and save it to your drive as an AI enhanced video?
There might be a way of doing it. I'm sure you can do it, but whether it's going to be a one-step thing, no, I don't think so. But and I'm not sure, you may think it's junk, somebody else may like it, so who knows?
Mm.
Uh, but yeah, you can clean up things. You can uh, have it take things from a video and redo the video. You can make PowerPoints out of videos. There's all kinds of things you can do. Elva.
Yeah, on your Word document, I noticed what I first thought was a company that was trying to steal users from another company because there was a typo, SOUNO, for the music instead of SUNO, Suno.
Yeah. Yeah, I
And
think
it
I
said
think you're correct there. Yeah.
SOUNO. And I
Yeah.
first thought, oh, they're trying to steal Suno users by inserting one extra letter, hoping that, somebody will mistype the number. But it may just be a simple typo.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it is Suno. Anybody else? All right. Now, a couple of months ago, I was trying to put together a list of the videos that I marked. Well, let's see, let me go back and share my screen again. Make sure I'm not sharing the sound. Okay, so we're going to close this. So we've got all of this, and the one you were talking about was this. And if I click that, where does it take me, I wonder? It may not take me anywhere. Yeah, see, yeah. When I put my finger over it, it is going to Suno, SUNO.com. So yeah, it is a typo. What I wanted to do was something like this. And the problem I was having, number one, is none of the programs will do all of them at once. I said here, and I'll show you where I get this list from, and then uh, and then if it gives the link, it just they weren't working. A lot of them, and you'll see here, watch now. It gives me something like this. So I don't, and that may still be if I put what I've got now, but it should work. But let me, I know I'm confusing you because I'm not quite sure how to put it, but let's go ahead and close this again. So what I did, or what I want to do is go to YouTube. When I watch a video that I like, subscriptions, I tell it to watch later. Let me show you how I do that. Okay,
Right.
so I have this video and I say, oh gee, this is one I want to save for later. Yeah, right here. I always say I like this. So any video I watch, I always make sure especially when I'm going to save, I always put that so they get the credit for it. Here, and then you click this and watch later. But that gives me the things that I have for watch later. Okay, anyway, here they are. Here they are. I can't show you how I do it on the TV,
Well,
and I'll have to figure that out how to do it here. But let me just show you.
is
Now
it
I
not in
have
the three dots, Huey?
I'm not sure, but let's
Okay.
just go on.
Mhm.
So I have all the ones that I have marked as watch later. Now I
Mhm.
noticed yesterday I was trying to figure out how to stop the thing that's going on, and it said delete, and I hit delete, and it deleted all the ones I had. But I've learned now that I want to do that anyway because I had 300 or 400 of them in there. Uh,
Oh,
so I now have I think it's 200 less than I had. But what I did was I went like this and I highlighted a bunch of them and I said copy. So I hit Control C. So I copied them. So I wanted to do this uh, in such a way that I could make a really good list in Excel. So what I did is I started going through Perplexity and then I went to Gemini and I tried them all. And I tried it with Chat GPT. And let me see if I can find where I was trying that. All tools and tips, watch later to playlist. So what I tried to do, let me go to the top so you can see what I asked and so on. It says, how do I make a playlist from my watch later list on YouTube? And so here's a simple way to do it. Go to YouTube, click the library on the left, watch later, click the three dots next to the video and save to the playlist. So it wants me to build a playlist. Well, I tried doing that, and that's how I got into trouble with that thing. It's counting down. I think that's a playlist it's trying to create. So there was a faster trick, and that is open watch later, scroll down to load more videos, click right to open in a new tab, and then click each one to save. Well, if I had 100 of them, I don't want to do that for 100 different ones. So that wasn't working. And so it gave me a bunch of other ideas. And so one click YouTube workflow, your setup. Okay, so go to YouTube library playlist and new playlist. Now, that was another thing that suggested for me. And so I didn't use any of these. It didn't work. And then here's exactly how to delete a YouTube playlist. And that's what I did. And that's how I got rid of a whole bunch of them. Um, and if you want, I can show you how to. And that was the end of that one. And when I tried it months earlier, what it was doing, it would give me this, and it would give me, and I asked for the person who did it, and then I also wanted the link. Well, the links never worked, or it would only do a few of the links, and then it just didn't find the right ones. It gave me error. It made up ones and so on, and I didn't know what to do about it. And I tried all of the different ones, and what I ended up with was I went to x.com and chose Grok. And let me show you what I did here. So I'm in Grok, and I want to look at my history and the latest AI tools and news. So we'll do this. And it says, okay, so I said, list all of these videos as a table. And there were 200 of them when I started. And so we'll come down at the end of this. So it was all 200 of them that saved it like I showed you, with the time, the name, and so on. And when I get down to the bottom here, okay, it says, here's a clean, organized table of all the videos. So it did a pretty good job. It gave the number of each one, it gave the title, and it gave the channel that it's on. So I said, gosh, this is a good start. And it gave me all 200 of them. Well, I think I stopped at 132. Okay, and then it says, no, durations are included exactly as provided in your list. Nano Banana 2 refers to, and so on. So it gave me some notes too. Let me know if you'd like the table filtered, AI video tools, and so on. And so no, so I said, delete the duration column. I didn't want that. So now I got the title and the channel for all of them. Okay, so we're that far. And it says, can you add another column with a link to the corresponding video on YouTube? Because this was the problem where I was running in. So so I started, and here's your updated table with a new YouTube link, column added. I've found the corresponding YouTube videos for videos where they could be reliably matched based on exact or near exact title and channel. For many videos, especially very recent or niche ones from 2026, direct matches weren't available in the search results. Well, they're all 2026. Okay, but so it got the first 5 and then it didn't find any. So, and then it says, finding accurate YouTube for over 130 recent videos in one go is challenging because many titles are very new. So if you'd like me to focus on finding links for specific videos, search for links from a particular channel, or remove rows where the link is not found, just let me know. So I said, well, can you do numbers 6 through 10? Because it did the first 5. So it said, okay, here's 6 through 10. And there they are. So I said, and then bonus, I also found the link for video 11 while searching. So it gave me that. So I says, the link for number 7 it was not found. And so I went and I did it manually. So I put it in and I said, here it is. Okay, so let's see. For video 7, I used the exact link you provided, and timestamp is optional, and I've cleaned it to the base video URL for simplicity. So now I said, okay, do 11 through 20. So it did 11 through 20. Again, it didn't find some. So what would you like me to do? So I said, try 18 through 20 again. And if you look back, 18 through 20 is the one that didn't find any. So I said, try it again, and I found them. Well, I found two of them. Okay, so one I looked up myself, I believe. And there it is. I gave it to him. And so now we got all 20 there. Says, would you like me to continue with the next batch, 21 to 30? And I said, okay. So let's do 21 through 30. And again, this time it found all of them. And I was checking the links at the same time, and they were the right links. And it says all links are direct matches based on title and channel. And then I said 31 through 40. So it only can do about 10 at a time to be accurate. But wait a minute, 37 through 40 couldn't find. So I said, okay, try 37 to 40 again, and I found them. And then let's see, would you like me to try 41 through 50? And I said, retry not found. And so let's see where we are here. It found those, and now we're at 40 to 50, and it found all of those. 51 to 60, it found all but one. And I said, try it again, and it found it. And then 60 to 70, 70 to 80. So you had to do it. I had to do it in groups, and then sometimes have it go back. And if it didn't find it then I went and found it and put it in and gave it to him to put in the list. So we got all 100 here. I think past that, it was past where I wanted to go. So now we have, here's 100. And I said, okay, here's the corrected and update table for 90 to 100. And then it said, do you want me to do 101 to 110? And I said, no, compile a complete master table with all of the links from 1 to 100. And that's what it did. Because it had them all now. So it's just a matter of making the table with them. Okay, so, and then it gave me some suggestions. Do you want me to do the remainder? And I said, no. Sorting by channel topic. I didn't want to do any sorting at this point or any other adjustments. Just tell me. So I said, okay, I copied the list and pasted it into Excel, and everything was in one column. And what it did, it just made one column and put all that information into one column. What do I have to do to give me the 4 columns? So here's the easiest way, and it told me how to do it. And then it gave an alternate way if that didn't work. And so I played around with it, and let's see. Now this works well because it said to delimit, and if you've ever opened up a text file that was delimited, it puts them in the right columns. Well, it was delimited, but it wasn't working. So I told it didn't work, and so it said, okay, try the this mark as the separator. It's called bang, I believe, in the Linux world. And so it said, just say yes, and I'll provide a clean tab separated version that you can copy and paste directly. So I said yes. And bingo, there it is. And each one, it was tab separated, and that didn't work. That doesn't work either. Give me a comma separated version. So it gave me a comma separated version. So each one was done with a comma, and then it said copy it, and then it told me to put it into Excel, and that didn't work. So what I do normally is I save it to a text file, and then open the text file in Excel and tell it to delimit it with the comma. And so I had to save the data to a text file, and I opened it in Excel to follow the delimited routine. It worked, and I had the data in Excel. And so at that point I said, let's add another column. let's make it a description. If you can create the column itself, I will copy the column and paste it into the spreadsheet that I have. If you can give me a short description of each of the 100 items. So here's a short description of all of them. So I made that in, I copy and pasted it and said, copy the entire list above in your spreadsheet, go to the first empty column, go to the cell on row 2, and below the header, hit paste. And then you've got the description. So I did that. So I said, let's add one more column and name it categories. In it, give me up to 3 categories for each, and I'll copy and paste them into my spreadsheet. So it did that. So I've got a whole bunch of those there. And so I did that. And I'm going to show you the final outcome of this. And I said, let's try one more thing. Let's carry it a little bit farther. To make it easier to use, can you take the YouTube link? And it gives the whole YouTube link there. Can you make that column and convert each one to the word link, and in each row make that word be linked to the URL for that item? And it says, here's the cleanest way to do it. And so here's what I got from that. And so all I did was take this and then make it into a column. And let's see, YouTube, there's the link. Oh, so here's what it gave me for that particular column. So all I had to do is take this and copy and paste the whole thing. Start at row 2, which is where the second one. There's a header in row 1, and so starting at row 2, it gave me all 100 of them, and then paste this in the new column, which I did. And now let's go and show you what I ended up with. Here's the first column, here are the numbers. Here's the title of each one. Here's the channel or the creator of it. Here is the YouTube link. Here's the description of each one that it made for me. Here are the categories it created. And then I'm going to replace this column. I'm going to replace this column over here with the actual links with this to make it smaller and easier. And I checked out randomly probably about 20 of these. And when you click on that, it actually will open. It does open that video. So isn't that neat? So now I can share that file with you. Post it on my, let's see, I can post it on my website. Did it make sense what I was showing you? I see Alva followed it. Let's see, Diane, are you still with us? I don't see her on here.
Yeah, it made sense, but did it actually?
It was a lot of work. It was a lot of work
Yeah,
trying to figure
exactly.
out.
Yeah.
But that was the first time I made it work, and the only of all the ones that it worked with was Grok. I tried it with I've tried it previous months, and I couldn't make it work. And I tried it with Grok this time, and it seemed to understand what I was asking it. It was giving me back, and I just had to figure out which one was going to work for my computer and my Excel. But I was able to get everything in there that I wanted, and now I've got a list of all 100 with descriptions. And it was a little bit of work, but it wasn't work. It was just figuring out what to do. I wasn't having to go in there and do each one separately, for instance. Victor,
So
you have
now
your
can
hand
you
up.
set it up to do it again?
Oh, yeah, well, that's another thing, but then I'll show you how I can do that. Victor, you have your hand up.
Yeah, I was gonna let you know while you were doing this, I went to YouTube and opened up my watch later file. And then you clicked on the Ask Gemini at the top because I'm a pro user. All I did put in there, can you create a table of these videos with title, channel, and YouTube link? And it created it in about 2 minutes.
Okay, so there are easier ways to do things.
Yeah.
But you're a paid subscriber to which one was that you did it with?
Gemini.
Gemini. Okay. with the free version of Gemini for whatever reason. And it was a month ago. So all of these things changed so quickly. So a month ago it wasn't working. Now, maybe what you did, I could do now very easily. So who knows? You got to play with these things and try them. But Diane, did you see how I kept asking it questions? And when it didn't work, I told it didn't work and how to do it. Now, let's
Yes.
go. If there aren't any more questions, I'm going to go back and Brenda, I'll be right with you in just one second.
Sure.
I'm going to go back and tell it to give me a prompt to use for next month. Okay, Brenda, your question.
Yes, sir. So Victor, did he say you have to have the pro version of Gemini in order to do that, or can you do it?
I don't know that.
Okay.
He does, and it worked.
Okay.
I tried it a couple of months ago, and it wasn't. Maybe I wasn't prompting it correctly, but I couldn't make it work. And my question to Vic: did it do all one? Did it do a whole bunch of them, or did you have to do it in groups like I had to? Victor, did we lose him? No, he's
No,
here.
I'm here. I was trying to find the thing. It did it all in one group. There was 20 unlisted videos that it didn't pick up, but it did it all in one group. I'm gonna post the prompt that I used in the chat.
Okay,
So that
great.
Oh, great. Yeah.
Okay, Carl, your question.
Let's see if I got it right. I'm trying to figure out the role of Koji or Kaji, however it's pronounced. So I have a YouTube video and I have a link for it. Now, where does Kaji come in? Because you're doing everything with Gemini or ChatGPT and so forth. I'm confused.
Yeah, well, that's something else. But if you want a summary of that video, there's different ways you can actually on YouTube. YouTube will give you some summaries. But I happen to like Kaji because you can do it in several different ways and you can tell it which way. But what it's doing is all you have to do is put in the address, the URL of the video that you want summarized, and you can have a short summary, a long summary, a medium summary. You can have bullet points. There were several choices that you have in Kaji.
Yeah, I'm not working with YouTube. I have another purpose because I have taken some classes and I've saved them, and I would like to go over them with a new approach, a summary approach. That would be awesome. This is intriguing to say the least. Thank
I
you.
gotta find me one of my cough things here. My throat's drying up on me. Okay. Sorry about that.
I'm turning 87 next month, and I'm trying to figure out what career I want to get into. A new
Yeah,
career.
well, I'm just a few years younger than you, and I'm the same position. Okay, let's see, where were we going next? Oh, we're gonna go back to where we were, so I gotta share my screen again. Share. And we're here. What we're going to do now is I'll just minimize that because I want to get that to you as well. So I am going to bring this up. And it's not one that I bring up all the time. So we're going to go to X and Grok. I don't have a paid account on Grok. So yesterday I got partway through all of this. Was it yesterday or the day before? I got partway through it, and then it says, you've used up all your free use for today. Come back in a few hours. So I woke up in the middle of the night and I finished it up.
Do you
Okay, so
think-
we're at
do you-
Grok.
Do you think we could use Microsoft's AI
The
for
Copilot.
Copilot? Because I have a premium version, but I've never used it for this. Do you
It
think
might
so?
work, it might not, and it might not work as easily. They all seem to do about the same thing, and they're all kind of playing leapfrog. And so what one doesn't do today, it'll do tomorrow, and what it does it, and so on. So
I got it. Thank you.
okay, let's go back to history and latest tools, which was this. And there's the whole thing. We're going to go all the way down to the bottom. And then I'm going to say, give me a prompt to create Okay. So I'm going to say, give me a prompt to create this spreadsheet next month with a more recent group of videos. And let's see what it does. So here's what it says. You're an expert at organizing YouTube video lists and clean spreadsheets. I have a new list of recent AI related YouTube videos, titles, and channels. Please do the following. Convert the raw list into a well-organized table with these exact columns. And it gives me what the columns are. It says, number of the videos starting from 1. Make the YouTube link column show link and make it a hyperlink to the actual video URL using Excel hyperlink formula. Keep the descriptions concise, one clear sentence each. For categories, use relevant tags such as Gemini, Nano Banana, AI video, prompt engineering, and so on. And it says output 2 versions. First, a clean tab separated version, easy to paste into Excel, and a second one ready to paste hyperlink column to the YouTube link column only. Here is a new list of raw videos, and then you paste in the new list of video titles and channels here, and then process all of them accurately, and then give the same consistent style as before. And then how to use it next month. It tells me exactly what to do. And Diane, that's how you can create your prompts.
Okay, can I tell you what I did? I tried to do what I picked up a little bit of. Can I just tell you briefly what I did?
Absolutely.
I went to Gemini and I said, and I won't read you all that. Can you create a list of my YouTube videos for watch later with links? And so it went down through and gave me some ideas, and then it said copy and paste like you did. So I did
Yeah.
that. I highlighted and I pasted them in, and it said, oh, what a wonderful list I had, blah, blah, blah. It went on about that. And then I had 153. And then, so it gave me a nice list, but no links. So then I said, can you give me, you did not give me the links. And so it came back and it said, oh, I'm scrolling back and forth. I apologize for that. Because watch later lists are private, I have to manually retrieve the correct links for you by searching for exact titles and channels provided. Since your list is quite long, 153, here are the first 25 clickable links. And so it did that. And then I've been sitting here not doing anything. And it said, would you like for me to continue to generate the links for the next 25? So that's what I did. Now I may have not done it the exact way. I was picking up bits and pieces that you said. So that's what I tried. And
Right.
it did give me that. And now it's giving me pictures of the videos and the links right beside it, just like they look on YouTube.
Oh, that's great. I wish I had done that too. So that's good.
Well, yeah, but you were figuring out the way from the beginning, which got us started. So yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and
This
the other thing you need to do though is check the links to make sure they're correct.
Check the links to make sure they're correct.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and you
Okay.
don't have to do all of them, but do some at the beginning, some in the middle, and some towards the end, and
Now, what
see
would
if
you do to get it back, get it out of Gemini? Would you just copy and paste it and put it back over in Word? It's in
It depends.
Gemini now, so yeah.
Well, it depends on how it's set it up, whether you're going to put it in Excel or into Word.
Oh,
So,
okay, wherever I put it's my choice.
yeah.
But yeah, the links are blue at the top, and then the second set, they sent the picture and the link beside it.
Okay, good. All right, Victor,
Okay.
your hand's up.
Diane, I was going to tell you what I did was I opened it up, YouTube up, and clicked on watch later. Then at the top, I clicked on Gemini, ask Gemini, and it opens up a sidebar. And that's where I put the prompt in there because Gemini now links to YouTube. So then that's all I did, and it picked up the name, the title, and the link to the videos.
Oh, okay. I thought that was because you were the one that said you were a paid subscriber.
Well,
It is, and I
well, I
think
don't
that's
know if
why
it
he
works or
could do
not.
it, why it
Yeah,
came
I
up on
looked
the
for
screen. Yeah.
Gemini on that page and I couldn't see it. So I had it in a window beside me and I clicked it there.
Okay, but it was on mine. The Gemini, I asked Gemini's at the top, right hand side. If you see it,
Yeah, I'm
it's in
looking for that. I'm on my
okay.
watch later page and I don't see it. So maybe it's because I'm not a paid user. I
Yeah,
don't
that's
know.
why it puts it to the side if you're a paid user.
Okay. Yeah, and
And
I don't see
they
that.
interact, yeah.
But I just
Um,
moved it over. I mean, I just highlighted that wasn't any problem, it just took more time.
well, that's it, and you got to kind of work through it, and
Play
it's
with
just like it's like talking to me and asking me questions as you're doing things is
it.
what you
Yeah,
were doing, right?
yeah,
And
exactly.
that's what the prompting's all about. And then when you're all done, you can go back like I did and say, create a prompt to do this, and then you'll get a nice long, thorough prompt worded correctly, and then try it with that prompt and see if it works.
Okay, that could be the answer to the next question I have, which is if I'm working on something where I'm asking Gemini to create some graphics on one day and then I don't go back to it for 5 days, um, how do I put that same prompt in there to say continue with this
Well,
project?
well, all of them, and I'll show you in just a minute. All
Do
of them
they
keep track. As long as you're signed in, you can go back and you can look at the page. And
they
if you
stay
go to
there?
that page, it'll remember. But if you copy and paste that into whatever you use to keep things, whether you're using Word, you use Notepad, whatever
Uh-huh.
you use, and then label it where you can go back to it, that prompt is a prompt. And so I use something like I use UpNote. I was using Evernote, and I use
Uh-huh.
something called what's the other one, Drew, that I use? The other note, super. It's not Super Note, but um, I can look here. Simple
Oh,
Note.
yeah.
Simple Note, and I just create a note and plop it in there, and then label it, and just I have to remember where I put it next
Yeah,
month.
that's a good
But
idea. Well, I have Microsoft 365, so I use OneNote. But
yeah,
something I did is I divide my screen in half so I can see the video while you're talking. And then I have a page like for Tech for Seniors or whatever. And as you guys are talking about things, I just make notes on the screen.
sure.
Same as putting it in the note, the OneNote, so that I can reference back and I put the date.
Yeah, we all have our different ways of doing that, and
Right.
that's that's the value of the user group movement was that you can sit around like we're doing and all be talking about it, and I'm going to learn something from JJ, and you're going to learn something from me, and so on, and we all learn something from Victor. So it works out, and that's what the fun of all of this is, I think, and the value of user groups and getting together on Zoom like we do is we're getting questions answered in such a way that we can utilize the different programs quite easily.
Yeah, it used to be I would take notes just by handwriting, but I started typing them on a page or in my note app, and it's so much easier. And I could date it and I could put the name of the person I was talking to.
Yeah, the problem I've been having, like when I do images, I can't remember what program I created that image with. So
Right.
I try to put in the description in the title of that I got it from Nano Banana, or I got it from Ideogram or something like that. And that's one way that I can sometimes remember where I got it from, or I'll create a folder and say, this is all the ideogram uh, uh, graphics that I have or images that I have, and put it in there so I know that's where I got it from. Because, you know, two
Right.
months from now, I'm trying to recreate or update that same image, and I don't know what I did or what I did it with. And and if I go back to that particular one, that program may have changed enough that I won't even uh, be able to find it in the history. Most of them keep a history, so you can go back in and see what you did in that program. But sometimes
Right.
that's a challenge too.
Well,
Yes. Yes.
that's the problem I have. I download these videos, they're tutorials, and it gives a link with a date and some kind of coding number. But I don't know what the heck it was that I recorded. They're all. I have to open them up again to find out so I could change the file name.
Yep. Well,
By the
if you do it when you download it, it makes it a lot easier.
Well, yeah, that's what I figured out. Now, is there a length? Some of these tutorials I have are hour and a half long. Does that create a problem? Do you know?
If you're able to download them, no.
Okay. So I want to take after this is done, I want to take one of my downloaded tutorials and open up Koji and put the link in Koji or Kaji, however it's pronounced.
Yep.
Okay.
Kaji. It's a Japanese term.
I need simple steps. Yeah, I like your program because you don't give us a test afterwards.
Maybe I
That
ought to start. Maybe I ought to start.
I got enough pressure with the tutorials I've taken.
Okay.
Hewie,
Judy,
Kaji is a paid service, is that right?
I think it's both, but I don't pay for it.
Huh.
Uh, Anybody we haven't heard from? Judy, you've been quiet today. You learning anything?
Yes, and the Kaji, whatever it is, I did with the bullet points and I'm loving it. I just think that is so cool. My goal is to learn something new every day about technology, and by golly, early in the morning for me, that's it. I went in and picked up a video and turned it into bullet points, which is what everybody should be doing, is as you're talking, we should all be doing.
Yeah, it's amazing. If you were a student in present day, and we all were at one time, but we aren't any. Well, we are in our own
Right.
ways, but if we were in school, to have these kind of tools, gosh, I might even look smart. But as you can see, it all takes time though to learn how to do these things. But when I show it to you, you've got about 5 or 6 hours of my time down into 20 minutes, and you can just work with it. So I did the hard work for you.
Thank you.
You're more than smart, Hewie. You're a great explainer.
But
Well,
I think
thank you.
Dewey's a former teacher, and it shows.
Yep.
Ah, I didn't know that.
Those of us who are talk in plain English.
Yeah, I taught junior high school. So
You-
and that's the way I approach everything in life. Even when I was in the bar business, the customers were when they get a few drinks in them, they were in junior high school.
Yeah, rotten age.
Huey, that was an understatement. I was engineer and project engineer, and the hardest thing was to use PowerPoint and put together what my project was about. I couldn't, it was overwhelming, even with just simple tool like PowerPoint to create whatever project I had, after I'm done, it was overwhelming.
Yeah, and I think you've seen how I can do PowerPoint. I use Gamma, I pay for it, but boy, I can put together some really good presentations. My only gripe I have with PowerPoint with Gamma is it asks you up front how many cards you want, how many slides you want. Well, and the problem with that is you could be too few or too many. And if it's too many, they're repeating themselves. If it's too few, they don't have all the information you really want to have. So I'm going to write them a letter and suggest that they turn around and when they're telling you that they've put some information together to suggest how many cards it should be.
I'm confused. I never heard Gamma. What's PowerPoint and Gamma? How do they connect together?
It's a whole Gamma is an online AI service or tool that creates PowerPoint by you just saying, I want to talk about how to put up to put up a flagpole and a flag, and it will do a lot of research on what you could do, what you can do, and so on. And then it creates the PowerPoint, and then you can go back for each one and click a button, and it'll give you the speaker notes for each one or suggestions of what you should have in the speaker notes.
Let me see if I understand. So there's a program, AI program called Gamma that creates PowerPoint presentations?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Just by putting in a paragraph or an idea of what you want it to talk about.
Yeah.
And I'm giving away some of my secrets.
I know
right?
it.
Yeah, we do that, Hewie, right?
Carl,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Judy.
Carl, just try. I just use ChatGPT and Copilot. I'm a simple AI lady here on the West Coast. And just tell them you want to make a PowerPoint presentation about XYZ, and it'll put one together for you. And then all you need to do is copy and paste special into each slide and do your thing.
Well,
I just looked at galaxy.ai to see if Gamma was included there, and it is. So I subscribe to galaxy.ai aggregator.
Mm-hmm.
And
how did you find that? Because I looked and I didn't find it.
Of course, I asked.
You asked the
Gemini.
question correctly.
Yeah.
Well, it's amazing to me of all the presentations I get sent to me with the Wednesday workshops, how many people make PowerPoint so difficult to use. I'm sorry, it's especially men who haven't got a clue. And each line will be in a text box, or a line will be in several text boxes as they're putting it together. And this was long before that sometimes happens with AI. And it just amazes me that they really don't have the basic knowledge that your bullet points at the top, you type your thing, you press the enter key, and oh my gosh, look at there's another bullet point for your next topic.
Yeah.
And I would only think that it takes them hours to put these things together, and they look like shit.
So Elba, you brought up something I have never heard about. I have a Galaxy phone. So there's a Galaxy AI aggregator. What the hell is that?
Well, we talked about that before, Carl, and I have explained it and demonstrated it in both Tech for Seniors and here. And Elva has talked about it because she's used it. It's an aggregator means it takes several different AI programs in one group.
Like
I recall.
300 AI tools for $8 a month if you pay $99 a year. And it's the pro versions.
And
if you look on the top left, Elva, it's 5,900 and something tools.
Okay.
And Carl, if you just want to use Gamma to create a PowerPoint presentation, just search Gamma AI and boom, it right there at the top.
Well, my interest is not so much in presentations anymore. It's just me and the dog. But I want to.
Don't you get presentations?
I want to
for your
summarize
group?
a lot of these tutorials I take because, I take these tutorials. I'm paying good money for these. They're on trading, stock trading. It's not
Mhm.
something I know anything about. And then they always say at the end, well, if you know, you could always review it. I take 3 1.5 hour tutorials a day. I'm too tired to review them.
Yeah.
But they make
Yeah.
it just review it because they go by real fast and they have a chat and you want to ask a question. Well, you could review it. One nice thing we have here, Carl, is it's on recording, so you can go review it. Thank you.
Well, now you can just get the address of what that recording is, put it in Kaji, and it will give you a list of all the things you need to know.
Boy,
And
I got some good homework. Thank you, Huey. I said this class is worth the price of entry every time I do it every month. But I'm glad it's only once a month because I don't think I can absorb anymore.
And Carl, don't you have any ideas that you could use Gamma for and give a presentation to your group?
My group is my dog. I'm retired. It's a long time
So
ago.
you don't belong to any
Oh, I do, but no, that's I have enough to just learn, let alone present.
Oh, no. Wrong answer.
I know you're a teacher. That's natural for you. It's not
Carl,
for me.
you had some great questions for Bob Cohen yesterday or the day before.
Okay, we're about to
Huey.
wrap it up. Any other?
Oh,
Yeah,
Trump.
Diane,
Yeah.
you got a question?
Diane has a question.
Oh, and Joe's got his hand up too. Okay, go ahead,
Because-
Diane.
Oh, okay. You had said when I told you I had a list in Gemini, I had to check and make sure the links worked. Some of them do, some of them don't. So what do I do about the ones that don't? Any suggestions?
Just either ask or just look up manually, go and manually look them up and then
Right.
replace them.
I could right click, it'll say reload. And a
Mm.
couple that worked, but then a couple did not. And I had to type the title in again. So
Yeah.
I just want to know if I was
Yeah.
anything else. Okay.
Or just say, numbers 6, 8, and 10 are the wrong links. Please try again.
Okay.
Cool.
Joe, your hand is up, and then we're going to call it a day.
Okay. My question, I guess, is about Kaji. I've tried to get, the summaries of various YouTube videos, but occasionally a YouTube video will be out there and there is no transcript for it. In other words, whoever created it did not want a transcript to go with it. Is Kaji using exclusively the transcript, or does it actually
In the video.
listen and convert the words? Because if there's no transcript and you try and ask one of the regular AIs to summarize, it says there's no transcript. I can't do it.
Yeah, I've seen that. All I can say is try it. I don't
Okay.
know.
Thank you. Good program. Thank you very much.
Yep. Thanks a lot, everybody. This has been Let's Talk AI, a group from the Sarasota Technology User Group, but open to others. Thank you for joining today. We'll see you next month.